How did that lead to you starting Underground Railroad, Operation Underground Railroad?
I was loving my job. We were doing great work. And then I learned about this case, this little boy. His name's Gardy Marty, 3 years old, kidnapped from Haiti, from the church where his father's the pastor, and trafficked. And I learned about this through a newspaper article, somehow got to me. And I cast it aside at first. I'm too busy. What can I do for this little kid in Haiti? It's not a U.S. case. But I just kept seeing this father's picture that I remember from the newspaper. And I couldn't sleep at night. So I call him up. I fly him into town. And I say, we're going to find your son. I promised him. And I'm thinking, I'm going to do this as a U.S. agent. I'm going to find a way. What's being done to find your son? And he said, could you sleep at night knowing that one of your children's beds was empty? And I said, no, I couldn't. He says, well, to answer your question, since I don't sleep at night, I wander the streets of Port-au-Prince, arbitrarily picking some neighborhood and hoping I'll hear my son cry. And when he said that to me, I knew the stats, and I knew that I could take that pain and this conversation and multiply it by millions. Yeah. Millions of parents who are doing what he's doing, living in places outside of their control with no kind of proactive support.
Yeah.
I said, I will never stop until we find your son. And then I went back and for weeks trying to find ways to make it a U.S. case. And at the end of the day, my boss's great people said, Tim, we can't send you to Haiti. Yeah. We don't have the mandate, we don't have the jurisdiction. And I went to my wife and I said, what do? I promised this man. And she said, it's easy. You quit your job and you raise money and you go find that little boy because you made a promise. And people came. People supported us. We had just enough money to do that first operation. And man, we went in and we found the guys. They had 28 other children that they were trying to sell. And we liberated those 28 kids. But Gardy was already sold. Gardy was already sold. So we continued looking for him. And everywhere we go looking for this little boy, we find dozens of other children. In Haiti alone, we're over 100 kids that we've rescued looking for him. This is a problem that kind of struck the world, this whole human...
And how big is the problem now? What are the stats?
It's over 30 million people.
That's mind-boggling.
And 6 million children being forced into the commercial sex trade, slave labor, and now we're getting into organ harvesting. And when you consider there's 2 million children just in the commercial sex trade alone, what kind of demand justifies that number? That's how many pedophiles are wandering about here. In the U.S., we're the highest consumer of child pornography. You know, we're just trying to tell this story and get people involved. So do something, do anything. This is a plague. This is the plague of our generation. This should be the headline every day until we've stopped it.